Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the OXP so far. I know it's Friday evening and it's 5:30, so it's the last talk of the day. But please bear with us. We will try to be brief so that we can all enjoy the Odoo party afterwards. We are Emeric and Gaëtan, business analyst at Camptocamp, and we are here with Nicolas, who's the president of POP, our customer. And today we're going to introduce to you the POP project that we implemented this year, the challenges we faced, and the successes we were able to reach.
Yes, let's go. So first, let's speak a bit about the companies. First, let's start by Camptocamp. Camptocamp is a gold partner since 2006, so it's one of the oldest gold partners here at Odoo. We are more than 200 employees, and we are located in 3 different countries, in France, Switzerland, and Germany, and we are an independent subsidiary of the Swisscom group. We are working in 3 areas, which is geospatial for everything linked to location, business solution with Odoo, and infrastructure when the hosting matter for you guys. And we are there with POP. I let you speak. Ah, c'est bon, ils t'entendent. Non. Essaye.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So 18 months ago, we decided to move on Odoo for our group. POP is our subsidiary specialized in gift and premium. And we now have 38,000 customers in France every year, around 65,000 orders, and 47 million turnover. We are selling through 4 different channels. E-commerce online, which is around 30% of our business, with our website Pandacola and our website Objerama. We are also selling by the marketplace. We have a deal with Miracle and working with them since 5 years. We have 40 sales, and we are developing a special solution for a major group e-shop. And it's like a private shop with all their goodies online.
So let's talk a little bit about the project. Nicolas, maybe can you explain your goals?
Okay. So now, as many companies, when we manage our business, we are using many software, like Magento, like Salesforce, like maybe more than 10 software in the company, and we have decided to centralize all the software in one software. And we considered that Odoo can be the best software for the company, for the CRM, ERP, and also WMS. So now we will manage all our business on Odoo, from the quotation to the accounting. What we try to do is to reduce what we call in our company touchless. It's to reduce the number of intervention by our operator. So we try to get the online order, and then this order, we want this order to be transferred directly to our supplier with only one intervention during all the process. So we make some automation with the API directly with our supplier for products with our PIM, but also for order and for all the transportation with the tracking and all the data that they can share with us. The last point is that we try to manage all our client base. It's around 100,000 customers. And for the moment, it's not really easy for us as we are using different solutions. So, for example, when we want to make marketing automation, it's not easy to know that the guy ordered like t-shirt 1 year ago and we want now to send him an email to know if he has a new need. And Odoo will help us to do that.
Thank you, Nicolas. We also had some technical and functional challenges. For example, the project, as Nicolas said, started 18 months ago. So we were, I know it's quite old for Odoo, but we were working on Odoo 17. At one point of the project, we thought about migrating to V18, but actually, as we had already started developing some modules on 17, we decided to stick to this version. We also had to connect the website and the PIM through API, as Nicolas said, to gather all the contacts, to gather all the products, the vendor price list, so the vendor prices, the vendor information, and obviously the website for the orders. And the objective was to propose a solution working in front for the CMS and in back inside Odoo. Regarding sections management, user-friendly backend product customization, product template price and quantity rules to respect. I'm not going to dig a little bit into these topics because Emric is going to explain that better later on. We also had to master a complex product structure because for POP, there is no finished product. So we had to develop something or to think for something regarding the raw product, raw material, for the marked product, which is going to transform the raw product, and as well for all the fees which are going to be included in these sections. We also had to transform the automatic replenishment flow into a manual one. So as you know, when you validate a sale order on Odoo, if you have a storable product or a consumable product in this sale order, Odoo is going to automatically create a delivery order. But for us, it was really important to give this action, this triggering of the replenishment, this triggering of the delivery, back to the end user. The end user was responsible for triggering the replenishment of the sale order. And we also had to create a fully customizable procurement path. Procurement path is a really strategic concept for POP, which I'm going to talk a little bit more later on.
Thank you, Gaetan. So now let's dig a bit inside what we have really done for POP on Odoo. First, we'll focus on what we have improved for sale order. Let's start first by the section management. As said by Nicolas and Gaetan, the thing is at POP, the finished product doesn't exist. So we cannot rely on the standard like use bill of material and to use kit. So we said, okay, we need to have an object linking the raw product, the marking product all together. So for that, we said, okay, we can use maybe the section for that. And we will see just after in the video that these two products are linked all the time to a section and everything is managed at the level of section. Why? Because it's something important also for POP and Panacola, is we need to manage every section independently. Because, for example, if you have a long sale order, you want to be able to start producing some product even if you don't have finished all the design for the other one. So they wanted to be able to manage the route, the supplier, the date at the level of one section. So we started from, I would say, a technical point is like one section equal to one procurement group. Let's see in video what is the result. There I'm on a sale order. This sale order is composed of two sections. And there I have two lines, one raw product and one marking product. These two products are linked to the section by a many-to-one field. Every time I'm saving the sale order, this thing is recalculated. I have also a smart button at the top which linking the section. And I can go inside the section and see the detail of all the sale order line composing the section. And that is really the base of all the rest. Now, next feature. That's something I really enjoy to create, is the famous product configurator. Because this thing was a statement from POP. They wanted to be able to use the backend of POP like using the CMS, the front. In front is easy. You go, you choose your product, you choose the location, you choose the dimension, you choose the marking technique, and bam, it's done. And after, okay, Odoo is managing the rest. But now the thing is, okay, please do the same on Odoo backend. And like we said, the problem was the product structure. I will explain it just after. And we also wanted that in the same section that all the product share the same marking, and marking is the same zone, the same dimension, and the same technique. If you check below, you will see that the standard of Odoo, there is a template product which is linked to more than one variant. And normally you could think that, okay, we'll choose the optional product in Odoo, which is standard, then we'll be able to directly link the marking product to the variant. But that's not possible for POP, because you have an intermediate object, which is the zone and dimension where you want to mark the product. So we decided to create an intermediate model for that, which is the marking surface, which is a combo of a zone and a dimension. If you take an example, imagine we have a t-shirt Luca as a template. T-shirt Luca in M and green is a variant. T-shirt Luca M and L is still the variant, and the dimension will be back with 25 per 25, and the marking product will be the marking technique we'll use to configure it. We have this beautiful graph there. Is something we decided to draft before going inside the development. And what is the result inside Odoo? So there we are on a sale order. This sale order is composed of one section with two raw products. It's the same product in S and XXL. If I go in the S, for example, I can see there is four marking locations. These four marking locations are composed by some different things. You can see the zone, which is the sleeve there. You can have the dimension, and you have the marking technique, which are service product. If I go back to the sale order, let's wait a bit. On the sale order, there is a small button at the level of section where I can click. And clicking on that, I have this wizard where I can choose the marking location I want to mark, and also the product to add. When I click on add, that's just adding the marking on the product. But if I want to go further, I can choose there the marking location. Let's take the sleeve. If I click on add and configure, that will open the sale order line in form view, where I can add more information and also some logo or things like that to help the design team after to go further inside that. And we can see there, if I stop, sorry, I was a bit fast. Let's go at the back. We have there 20 quantity of 20 of marked product, and we have the same number of marking technique, because every time we need to compute this thing to be sure that we will design all of the product. Let's go to the next slide. Last point I wanted to show you for the sale order is another need, like already introduced by Gaetan, is the thing is, before starting all the replenishment phase, POP wanted to be able to design the product. So that means when you confirm a sale order, you don't want to create the stock move or all the purchase order. You just want to create something in the middle to help the design team to go in the process of creating a design, sending it to the customer, having the validation of the customer before going further inside the process. For that, we took the standard. If you can see it at the bottom left. This standard is saying that normally when I confirm a sale order, I have a stock move and I have the creation of project on task. We said, okay, let's stop creating stock move. Let's do it manually. So what we have designed is now when you confirm a sale order, you will just create a project per sale order and a task per section for all the design. And depending on the task status and also a manual action, you will be able to start the procurement just after. Let's see a quick video of that. There we are on a sale order. I have two sections. They are already completed. If I confirm the sale order at the top, I will have the creation of one project, because the project is linked to the sale order, and of two tasks, which are the two sections. If I go in the project, I will have, of course, the list of the different tasks, also a project statue. If I go in the task, I can see that there I have these two tasks. If I go inside, I will have all the information regarding the product for the design team, so they don't need to go to the sale orders, they have everything there. And they can move the task depending of the statue in a different phase. There, let's say this one is RFP validated. The other one, we'll put it in waiting client feedback because we have sent the design and we are waiting a bit to have an answer from the client. Going back to the sale order, I can see that at the top, I have a statue there. It's RFP waiting client because we are taking the less advanced section for the sale order. But if I go in the smart button section, there I can go inside the section and I will have the statue of the real statue of the section. Depending of it, we'll be able to trigger or not the replenishment. Now imagine this task is in RFP validated. That means we have the design, the client has validated it, it's time to do the procurement, and I let get on for that. If it's working. Yes.
Thank you, Emeric. So indeed, regarding the replenishment, we have two topics to discuss. The first one is procurement path, and then triggering the actual replenishment. First, procurement path. What is it? It's a really strategic concept for POP, in which we combine the route, the suppliers, and the vendor price lists. The vendor price list is composed obviously of product and prices. A procurement path is really strategic because it defines at the level of the section, in the context of a section, how this section is going to be replenished. How are we using the different suppliers, the different subcontractors, how are we going to mark the product, and obviously the route that we're going to use to move the product from one location to another. Just to sum up a little bit POP's flow. Here below we can see that the client, on the right, is going to place a sale order to POP. POP is then going to transform this sale order into two different purchase orders. The first one for the supplier, who's going to supply the raw product, and the second one for the subcontractor, who's going to mark the raw product with a marking technique. If the supplier and the subcontractor are different, there's going to be a stock move between the two, a transfer between the supplier and the subcontractor. Once the subcontractor has marked the product, the subcontractor can actually either deliver directly the client through a drop ship action, or directly delivers POP, which is going in return to deliver the client. Let's see a small video on how this is working actually in Odoo. Here we have two sections. In each section we have a raw product and a marking technique. Both sections are the same. If we click on the section smart button, we are redirected to the section menu, in which we can find in the form view the procurement path field. If we want, we can manually create one procurement path, but there's also an option to generate it automatically. When I click on generate path, Odoo is going to gather all the information from the vendor price list and from the routes to create a list of possible alternative procurement paths. Here we see that for these specific sections we have two procurement paths suggested by Odoo. One which is a dropship for the same supplier and subcontractor, and one which is a movement from the supplier to the subcontractor and then to the client. If we have a look at the path itself, we can see that we have a lot of information in it. We have the route used, dropship in this case, the supplier and the subcontractor, and we also have some information regarding the lead times. For example, the date order, but we also have the production lead time and the transport to the customer lead time. And below we have the vendor price list, in which we can directly modify the prices in the context of this section. For example, if you negotiate a price with your customer for this specific sale order. Here we have modified then this specific path, and when we trigger the replenishment, the information that we selected in this path is going to be propagated to the created purchase orders. So to trigger the replenishment, we need to have a couple of conditions that are met. First, we need to have a procurement path, obviously, because this path is going to tell us how to replenish it. As Emeric said, we also have to mark as our task as RFP validated. Once this is done, we can actually launch the replenishment. As Emeric has said, we have modified the way Odoo works. Normally Odoo works as one procurement group per sale order. For POP, we modified that to do one procurement group per section. This means that, for example, we are going to have one delivery order per section. But in some cases, actually, we could mix them. For example, if we have the exact same supplier and same subcontractor. In these cases, we are going to regroup the procurement group, and then we are going to have only one delivery order and one purchase order. We are also going to propagate the dates and propagate path-specific information. Oops. Okay, let's watch a small video, maybe if we have time, I don't know. So in this section we have a procurement path in which we have the same supplier for the supplier and the subcontractor. This is the same partner. In the second section we have two different suppliers, one which is the supplier and the other one which is the subcontractor. In this procurement path we are going to modify the price for the raw product, which is normally €7 per unit, and we are going to update it to 5.75 euros per unit, but only in the context of this section. Once this is done, we can go back to the sale order, and now we can see a button on the top here, launch replenishment. So the sale order is already confirmed, but we can click on this button, launch replenishment, to actually trigger the replenishment, so to create the delivery orders and to create the different purchase orders. Here we can see that in the help section that Odoo is telling us that we can launch all the sections that are ready. Here we are in luck, both sections for this sale order are ready, so we can launch the replenishment. We can see here that 3 purchase orders have been created and 1 delivery order has been created. If we go see the purchase order, we can see that we have two purchase orders for section 2, one for the supplier, one for the subcontractor, and only 1 purchase order for section 1 because we had the same partner set on the procurement path. Here we can see, for example, that the raw product unit price is €7 per unit because we did not modify it in the context of the section 1, but for section 2, we have a price of 5.75 euros per section, per unit, sorry. I'm going to stop here because we don't have a lot of time, but we also managed to propagate different dates, obviously, between the different purchase orders.
So we'll be very quick on the success. So for the success, this project is now live, which is really important and is going pretty well, I guess. And the success for C2C was a high quality and easy to use solution, robust project structure, a long-term relationship created with the client. And I let you maybe finish with the success for POP, and after we finish.
We will see the success with the business, but now we have one software for this BU, so it's great for us. And now we have to deploy in all the group. And we are happy to work with Camptocamp for this project, as all the project was very nice, and we start few weeks ago, and it was really easy to start, and now it's working, and so we are very happy.
And that's it. Thank you.
And if you have any questions in the 2 and 40 seconds remaining, 2 minutes 40 seconds, you can scan this QR code and ask us nice questions, obviously, guys, please.
Question?
I actually don't think there are any questions at the moment, but thanks a lot for the insights. It was really interesting to see the whole working process of a partner such as yourself. So that was really nice. Thank you guys for this talk.
Thank you.
With pleasure.
Oh, sorry, there is a question incoming. It's just getting written real slow, so...
Don't worry.
So what was the project duration? How long did you take?
18 months.
18 months?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So it's a long project.
Yeah, it was quite long, but with all the gap analysis before.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Thank you. And I think that'll be all for us. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.